How cool is that intro, though? Am I right? What's up, everybody? Good morning, and welcome to another BaseTradeTV. Oh, my camera's futzed again. Hang on. Plugging in and unplugging it yesterday worked. So, wish me luck, bros.
Good luck.
I don't think it's working.
Well, I tried.
You did. Thank you. A for effort. I'm trying a different USB spot. I think this camera's actually just coming to the end of its life. It's doing this a lot lately, so I might just have to order a new one. I'll fiddle with it a bit, guys. But pretend I'm here talking. This means I can't even face rig it. Like if the camera's not working, they won't pick up the face or nothing. I can't even go 2D anime girl to make up for it. No.
Oh no, I guess I'm the only face that's going to be available today.
Well, luckily it's the better of the two, but that's okay. Guys, we're here with some more Olimoleague action, and this is just normal weekly. Nothing crazy, no big monthly finals, nothing insane just yet, but this of course leads to the eventual finals and so forth and all these other cool things. You look like you're waking up though. How's that going for you?
Not true. I didn't sleep at all.
Oh. So it's the same look, just in a different aspect. That's probably... I'm not sure if that's better or that's worse, to be honest.
I had a cup of coffee. It'll kick in soon.
Oh, I love coffee grub. Okay, so today's going to be fun then. For me,
Maybe.
I'm on very weird, judgingly... I've still got NyQuil in my system. I'm trying really hard to just power through it. But... got a few hours of sleep, so okay, I'm doing fine other than that. I think give me the first best of 3 or something, and I'll be better afterwards. Regardless, it is quite early here on the West Coast, 3 a.m. as per usual, but making that effort, guys. Luckily, this is the only thing we're casting today, so unlike some previous weeks where we've been double stacking, we do have a little bit of relaxation to look forward to after this. We also... have to at some point start drawing up our October schedule because it is getting dangerously close to the end of the month. So, while there's not a lot to be updated on the BaseTradeTV calendar, you guys will be able to see that sooner than later. As far as what's coming up the rest of this week, though, tomorrow, not today, because again, today is like fuck the rest of the day. I'm sleeping later more. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we've got the WESG qualifiers we'll be casting. I might try and throw something together last minute on the weekend, but it'll be a YOLO solo cast because Zombie Grub and Fear Dragon are going to be attending Kings of the North.
That's true. I mean, you could also just continue casting WESG if you wanted, but it is up to you.
It's like the Russian qualifiers. I don't even know any good Russian players that play anymore. Feels bad, man.
It's oddly enough the biggest qualifier I think they've had in terms of signups, not notability or anything like that, but signups. Russia's pretty big, yeah. I guess.
I think I'd rather chuck some money into a bucket and get some good old foreigners that we're used to. Like, I don't know, I like Ethereum's not Russian. We're not going to see him playing the Russian qualifiers. They're just Polish. Like, those are the guys I really love watching. I enjoy seeing on a regular basis. Like those sort of players.
Yeah.
No, there's no shots fired at Russia. If anyone here's from Russia, please don't feel offended. I'm just saying, generically, we don't have... Happy Zerg, rest in peace. Man, playing Here's the Storm. You did play that one tournament a little while ago, though, which is kind of neat to see.
Yeah, just for funsies. He's at least Masters.
Okay, I've plugged and unplugged this thing like 40 times. Nothing's happened. It's not even giving me like the USB sound. It's not even registering the ba-dum, ba-dum. Like...
Ba-dum?
I'm either certain that the USB on the webcam is dead or the webcam itself is dead. Either way, I'll take it apart later. Obviously, I don't want to start unscrewing stuff on stream, but either I'll fix this thing or just buy a new one. It'll be easy solution either way. So, what do I use as my face cam? I'll let you pick since I'm the one who's stuck without a face today. The Overwatch character. It can't be something lewd because that's what gets in trouble with Twitch.
So it can't be a dick butt?
Dick butt would probably fly, but a real butt might not. Although I'll tell you what, a girl's ass in yoga pants. Oh, it's not nudity, but it's so close. And before someone calls me on being a perv, that's admiration out of respect, okay? If your butt looks good in a yoga pants, you've done something right.
What is everyone's butt? Well, Mediocre butts look great in yoga pants. Best way to put it.
So what you're telling me is I should be wearing yoga pants all the time,
Do you think you
always.
have a mediocre butt or a bad butt though?
You know what? I would say
That's the
mine's
thing.
mediocre. I walk a lot. I mean, I can't see it. I don't check
Okay,
it out
then
a
you
bunch or
probably
anything.
should wear yoga pants. You'd probably look amazing.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the front bit, but the back bit for show.
Get a codpiece.
Just wear like a cup. Tell me I'm playing baseball in these bad boys. These are my sliding into home and the DM pants.
Wow, good one.
Whew, I'm all hot and bothered now. I can't even get. I'm like, ooh, haha. All right, what are we casting first, number? What's on the docket here for the Olimoleague?
God, I still can't get the image out of my mind.
Yes, that's gonna be your problem though, not mine.
Thank you to Root. Oh, a new sub. This sounds familiar, but
REUPLOAD. And then,
hey.
oh fuck you, actually resubbed while we just turned the stream on, so don't want to miss that. Thank you very much for the 8 months, sir.
So we are casting ideally, unless something goes wrong. I was about to mess up both of their names. KeeN versus Cyan.
Okay, Cyan's that Protoss player that's been getting a little bit of recognition. I think he's Chinese, isn't he? Or is he actually Korean?
He is Chinese. He recently got second place at the NSL.
Nice. By the way, OFU story, if you're listening, man, I saw a guy in someone else's chat. His name was OHFUK or something. It's like, oh, fuck you type thing. And it's like, is that you? Is that you? And the guy's like, I've never heard of you before. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just an elaborate troll from the actual fuck you.
Maybe. I just like, I really thought he was the only one to have that. Because, I mean, he's had to go
He's
through
gone
like
through
10
like
name
7.
changes. Yeah, so I thought
Yeah.
maybe this was another variation of it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. We do have to wait to get into the lobby, I'm pretty sure, because typically our admin has been making them. Oh, I'll ask. Are you making?
Okay.
I started off great this morning, though, and by this morning, of course, I meant
Wasn't
in the
that-
last 30 minutes because I've been awake all this
I was
time.
gonna say, money for you if you're not lying about not sleeping. It was like 18 hours ago. Oh, you just caught in a lie, zombie.
Stork messaged me for
He
no
messaged me
reason.
too. He said hello and then didn't reply after I said, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I still will take that. Hooray!
Hooray! Well, Stork, last time he played, he was actually playing from the studio, ended up casting, and I heard it actually went over pretty well with the Korean audience, so maybe that'll happen again. I don't know. But the Olimoleague, once again, guys, should be a pretty good show. Always good games. Sometimes a little bit quicker than we would hope, but hey, that's what it is. I know Golden's also streaming, by the way. I was like really tempted. This is like the once a week, not Afrika stream, Twitch stream he does.
I really wondered about that, you know, because I know there's rules between changing streaming platforms.
Well, it depends, I guess, if he's not... Because Golden and a lot of other players were set up with a partnership on Twitch through their teams at the time. And because of this, they probably didn't sign the same agreements that we signed, for example, that have a clause that say, by the way, you belong to us.
Maybe. I guess Afrika wouldn't actually care. They wouldn't have the reverse contract. Because there's nothing else in Korea, really. Like, there's Twitch Korea, which is, like, a whole deal with the Olimoleague and go into all of that. But comparatively to Afrika, it's as if, it's as if Azubu, which actually is still a thing, but no one knows, tried to take on Twitch in America. It's a very tall order, I think. Is it achievable? Is it good to have competition? Yes, on all fronts, but it's going to be very difficult. Afrika kind of, it owns it all.
By the way, I still don't have a suggestion for a picture, so I'm just going to put up a temporary one that I think looks a little bit like me.
Put up a clown in a forest. Apparently they're encroaching.
Why
Like,
why is this a thing with you?
Okay, I recently saw a post on Facebook, alright, so it's gotta be true, that kids in Maryland, which I'm only an hour away from the border, saw some clowns. And I want, if it's a publicity stunt for the new It movie, I just want them to come out and say it for the love of God. Because someone's gonna get shot, alright? They're gonna go a little too far into,
That's what
like,
I always
the
think when I
deep
see those
south,
prank videos, dude.
or in Texas, and then it's gonna be like, what the fuck, and then they're gonna get shot.
No,
Alright?
legit, that's what I always think with those prank videos. Like, someone's gonna take it too far and get, like, seriously hurt for it type thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't carry a gun, and I probably never would because that's too much. That's too much to handle. But,
That's a whole
like,
can of worms right
I would
there.
hope. Oh, I'm the host. Oh, are you ready to go?
Yeah, whenever they are.
But
What
I
is
would
that?
hope that like,
What icon
you
is KeeN using?
seen like that gif of like, what would actually happen in horror movies, and it's like that guy and he flicks on a switch and nothing's there and he flicks it off and then there's like a ghost or whatever and he does it again and again. And finally he just screams and then like runs at the ghost monster thing and starts like beating it up. And like his friends come over and start beating it up too. That's what I would hope I would be, okay? Like if I'm gonna be stuck in an alley or some shit like that or a hallway that's never ending, I'm gonna turn around and just like sack them, alright? Surprise is the best element.
Maybe. I truly don't know how I would react, to be honest. And I'm perfectly fine if I never find out. I do want to give some notes, though. A lot of players in the brackets whose name you guys might not recognize, but I just want to quickly say Cyan here could be a little bit surprising. Murray, I think, on the top side. Natural, especially, but also Chan Kim in that middle bracket. Yeah, he fights Neeb in round 2, but he also showed us some really good games when we saw him last. So, 4 kind of underdoggy type players I hope to see go far in the Olimoleague today.
Yep. 2 things before we get started on this match specifically. One, let's start with Chan Kim. Didn't realize, but since like realizing, I guess, like someone mentioned it was Fear Dragon, of course, that he's actually American. Like Fear Dragon like met him at Kings of the North last time there was one apparently, and like they're supposedly the same guy. It's not like a mix up of this is this guy's real name and then that's that guy's ID or anything like that. So that's really surprising because he did really impress us, and I don't want to take shots at the North American scene, but I am, I guess. And that he so consistently signed up for the Olimoleague then too. He's even live in Korea. This has always been a bad time. Even if it's East Coast, it's still 6 right now. That's pretty impressive. And then B, that yeah, I know a lot of people, because like 8 hours ago you had the signups at the check-ins, and a lot of people noted that the KT and Janair guys didn't actually end up checking in, and that is a bit of a bummer. Like they either didn't know how to check in or didn't realize the rules, because they're probably going to be new, honestly, to like the online signups that aren't Li Fang, which kind of sounds like it caters to them very like a butler. Anyway. But I do wish they had shown up, but I'm really glad to have this big of a bracket anyway, with all of the rookies signed up.
Yeah. So that being said, in the top left corner of the map, it's gonna be the light blue Protoss, Cyan. I guess you can see the Cyan Protoss.
We've done later. In the bottom right, as the yellow Terran, he is KeeN. Dopin.
Yeah, there's another guy in the bracket that's from that same clan you had asked about as well. So again, this is what it took a long time for it to actually happen. And while we've enjoyed watching some people like Gumiho and Beyond and others farm the Olimoleague, seeing the amateur Koreans is kind of what this was all about in the first place, and giving them an open space to play in. So cool to see some of them maybe get through a couple rounds. Ricopy, by the way, hitting us up with a 23-month resub. Says almost 2 years. Yay.
Amazing. So, you didn't realize this until you talked about it, but speaking of people, I guess, win all the time, Young didn't check in.
Oh, well, he's too busy taking pictures of like Patience and Maru and other ones. Like, all those selfies, though, dude.
He's a real fanboy.
Oh, you know what? That takes me one step further. I did a load of laundry yesterday specifically so I could rewash my Patience shirt because I saw he signed up for today. So it's another reason that sucks the camera's not working. Because I'm wearing my stupid Patience parting chicken laser shirt again.
Well, maybe he didn't actually show up, and you're fine.
I'd still be okay if my hardware works. That'd be cool, too.
Well, that's, it's whatever.
That's besides the point, Rifkin.
Anywho, we do have the builds now really showing themselves, so I can talk about the interesting stuff about a TVP, but it's going to be a War Prism play initially from Cyan. And KeeN is going for, a pretty, standard middle-of-the-road build. 2 barracks, fairly quick stim, fairly quick medevacs, and simply 2 aliens, really, to scout and a single marine. So, pretty passive opener. should get a little more heated with the Warp Prism and
Well,
the drops.
one thing I'm kind of interested in, we talk about this rather frequently, but I think it's one of the few guys this applies to more than anyone else. We regularly see KeeN get mediocre to okay performances coming to the Corsair Cups, playing on cross-server, going to Europe, terrible times for Korea, and I am hoping to see him do well here on the home server. Cyan, who may have earned a little bit of respect more recently with some of his games, not on BaseTradeTV, still might have good games to show, but I want to see KeeN. I actually really want to see KeeN deflect them, any of these attacks. I want to see him play better than we see him play off server, and be able to definitively say, yeah, he plays clumsy because of lag.
KeeN is so hit or miss in my books. But anyways, this is going to be just plain old Stalkers with the Warp Prism micro, which is still making them look like they have Blink. You know, it's nice pressure, but it's not something that this build has to be scared of. If it was a Widowmine drop and KeeN didn't follow up with a tank or a bunker, this actually maybe even kills him, to be honest. A lot of Stalkers, but he was not that greedy.
He's also being really tentative to pull his SCVs. A little bit late in that pull, too, and that bunker could have gone down, but yeah, Cyan's not dedicating. He ends up pulling up some of the injured Stalkers and just flies away. Now,
Yeah.
the Observer's still on top of the ramp, has a pretty good idea about the army movement. He just saw KeeN give chase after all, so maybe a couple sentries come in, or maybe just goes to the depths. Either way, he needs something other than Stalkers, because Stalkers aren't going to fare too well against the Stim bio.
The good news is that if they had Blink, which they don't have yet,
Yeah, halfway finished.
the micro would probably be there. One Stim takes you down pretty low without combat shield, and then, you know, depending on Potent Overcharge, and it would be okay. But it is a little scary right now without that Potent Overcharge out there. So, no third base quite yet. Hoping to get KeeN's army to draw back. Doesn't really work out here. Although, okay, maybe it does. KeeN pulls back. I guess he's afraid of maybe too many Blink Stalkers blinking on top of him.
I think it may have to do with the fact that there's potentially a Warp Prism in the main. This army requires a lot of dedication that it's not worth paying the attention to. So pulling back is probably the better option.
He definitely could have focus fired a couple of key units, but you're probably right. He's still going to scan, clean up the observer, and then drop. And it should be very obvious where the Terran drops when this happens, but okay, there we go. Cyan's moving some army over to his third base. KeeN also has to get his third base established. It's only just finishing. He does unload very far away, so no risk of these being sniped. There's only a handful of units at that third base. As the Blink Stalkers move over here with a new observer.
Yeah, he's not really ready to defend this. It's not a big force, but it's big enough. Meanwhile, up here, same deal.
Units.
Third base in trouble. Pylon's getting picked off.
Well, it's funny because they both had units to defend against these and against both attacks. This was over at the third base until it moved, and then KeeN had an army waiting for the Warp Prism, so it doesn't move over there. That much done on either side.
That poor Marine. You did a good job scouting, son.
Son. Thanks, Dad. So, yeah, I really like that Cyan is doing this pressure, though. It is very tempting to just keep your Blink Stalkers, because, hey, what are Blink Stalkers good at? Back at home, ready to snipe on the medevacs, and, you know, it's a possibility he gets 2 medevacs full of units by being defensive, but there's also something to be said about being aggressive like that. I mean, KeeN still hasn't taken his third base, only just now, and I think it's been in orbital for a good 30 seconds at least. And then, of course, any, like, macro he made KeeN mess up on is always pretty good. He still has the Warp Prism alive as well, so if he could repair these things up, Stalker and Warp Prism, which he's trying to do right now, he could get some serious damage done with Resonating Glaives and +1 finished.
You know, prior to this attack, the income's been bouncing back and forth, actually. Looking at that graph, no one definitively winning the money war of this game, but hoping to get some SCV kills. Unfortunately did not, just forced a little bit of lost mining. Attack up here will chase some of the Stalkers back, but as we see, you can't really pursue too far, especially without that medevac.
Does it get sniped? Oh. Game continues. Now, KeeN is going to get a bit of an upgrade lead here. Cyan never went for a double forge. He's only gone for 1-1. But not such a super big upgrade lead. Oh, no, he did go for double forge. My mistake. But he only just starts the +2 now, so he's still going to be a little behind. Dark Shrine. Ooh, let's get Blink out of this. No, wait. I actually have not really found a super great, fantastic use of Blink DTs.
That was a joke towards the balance test mod, in case anyone's
yeah.
unaware. Zombie is in fact actually competent and knows that Dark Templar don't currently have Blink.
Well, if you really wanted to be stuck up about it, it's not called Blink on the Dark Shrine, so you could have gone either way with that.
What's it actually called? I have no idea. I just assumed it was called Blink.
Something with phasing, I think.
Oh.
It's
Phase
different.
shift or something lame.
Something like
I like
that.
the Ghost Academy actually quite a bit. That's going to help a ton versus gateway units. There's no Colossus to worry about, so Ghosts are an excellent answer, but unfortunately still quite some time out. Looks like a couple Marauders left at home will help make sure the Adepts don't get the free fire on the SCVs, but still 13 or 14 go down as this splits between two bases. And well, looks like KeeN also managed to get 2 Widowmine drops off amongst all the action. A mega fight in the middle of the map does commence too. Widowmine's going to be his best friend. There's no detection. But both players taking some pretty serious damage from this fight, from these attacks.
Dang. Yeah, I think Cyan can actually take an attack here. Now, it sucks because his +2 isn't done, but he does just have a really good army. Liberators aren't out. I knew there was one, but I think I went to go harass. War Prisms around and reinforce, and Cyan might just have this game here. 3 Immortals against what is a most Marauder army.
Yeah, KeeN went for a lot of Immortals, expecting more and more of these Adepts and more of the Stalkers. That's where with so many Marauders in play, that's where these Immortals are really just going to shine through. But looks like the Adepts have got their role to play as well. Ghost Academy would have been nice. Ghost on the way, 7 Marines, but even with an EMP at this point, it's too much. He knows it. GG. Cyan takes game number 1.
Yeah, very convincing, solid Protoss play.
Oh, I forgot this is the picture I picked. That was just sexy. The best part, like I don't have to go to the gym, guys. It's just naturally how I look. It's all good.
it's natural. Okay, the next up's gonna be Frost, KeeN's choice. Get that loaded up. I very quickly Googled Olimoleague results because I don't know, we were talking about ByuN and who's winning, and of course the the grand final is meaning something and whatnot. But I was wondering how many KeeN has won, if he's won any at all, because he's participated in at least the last, well, actually no, since Legacy of the Void, so at least like, oh god, almost a year at this point. Oh shit. But I don't think he's actually won any. Unfortunately.
Well, in fairness, KeeN has won some things. Like, for example, he's won like 2 or 3 of the Corsair Cups. But, yeah, that's a very different environment, different area to play than over here.
Yeah, I'm looking, right? And, of course, Terran is dominating. It makes a lot of sense. Oh, remember when we had Maru that one time? Oh, that was good stuff. Or Fantasy used to actually play.
And then I think he probably got in trouble for playing, and that's why he's never played against us.
Yeah, I remember that. Gumio's won a ton. ByuN's won the last... Oh, well, Neve actually won one. Huh, look at that. But yeah, no, KeeN. I don't actually see him anywhere here. Feels bad. He's got 2nd place a couple of times, I guess. Oh, no, that was like a year and a half ago. Damn. Well, it'd be cool to see him, of course, win. And we talked about that earlier, actually, when we first got into the game. Just like, can KeeN prove himself outside of the European tournaments? Unfortunately, getting matched up against Cyan, like, for the first round was not the best bracket, but
it's still
just tough luck.
Like, I'm not trying to spur balance whining with this comment too, but it really is. Protoss seem to have a really good time versus Terran right now. Again, reference to even big players like ByuN falling down to some, although not in the most important games that matter, like against SOS, but still games that we've seen firsthand. So, I don't know. I'm still undecided where this matchup is, because if you're really super aggressive as a Terran player, I think this matchup can favor you, but if you have to play macro and it goes late game, it just doesn't feel like Terran's got it. But, anyways, in the bottom left side of the map, giving him an appropriately timed intro this time, it's the yellow Terran player, KeeN.
In the bottom right, as the teal Protoss, he is Cyan.
So what are your thoughts on the matchup as a whole right now? And I'm not talking just Korea or just Europe or anything. Just TVP. Oh. The zombie grab point of view.
Because I actually play this game lately, it's really skewing what used to be a very impartial judgment of balance. That's right, I said it. I said there were the least biased casters out there because I don't play this game. No, I'm just kidding, kind of. Anyway, I've actually always had a good time in it, even like when I was only playing super, like, Archon mode or just you know, against friends, something like that. I always thought it was fun. Same on ladder. In terms of watching it in all of the regions, that's the word. I think it is appropriate to say that Protoss have a little bit of an edge in certain regards.
Like, it's really not a lot. This is
it's
hardly like, oh my god, it's unfair for Terran.
Yeah. I'm like talking like 1 or 2%, and like that's not even necessarily, you know, don't go to like a League or whatever and get your stats. Like, actually, Terran has a 52% win record in PvP right now, because that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. That might be true. Actually, I haven't checked. But just in regards to what we've seen, it's unfortunate though, because that doesn't sound accurate, because you just don't have that many Protoss signing up.
So, what I find rather sad about the matchup, or the state of the matchup right now, is, and this is going to be speaking more for Terran. I know that Terran bias, right? I really love watching great Terran players. I don't love watching great Terran players that don't really have the option to play proper late games in a lot of situations, though. Like, versus Protoss, whether there's Tempest or whatever, Templar, etc., versus Zerg when it comes to these Ultras, there's a lot of scenarios where, I guess the Reaper got the probe kill on the top left. It feels like Terran is stuck on mid-game victories, and if you don't win out big there, you won't win out big in the late game. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that BIOS to the priority, and I know Blizzard changed Marauders specifically with the intent of making them like less desirable for the late game, but like we're not really at the point where like Liberators are working for anything that anyone wants to see. Cyclones have been reworked 9 or 12 times. Thors are finally getting some action. Like, battle cruisers might be cool in the new patch, but right now it just I feel so almost like disheartened knowing that when we do cast even some of the best Terrans there are, we're not going to get to watch 20-minute games like we used to.
Yeah, I can see your point. For me, it's like, especially in the Olimoleague, we've just been seeing a lot of Terrans die to it's seemingly just like floundering. Like, it seems that when a Terran fails against a Protoss, they super hardcore fail. I guess is why I have that bit of bias, like Terran isn't doing so well, even though actually I'm sure someone can go through the stats and be like, well, you guys have cast exactly 50% of wins and losses. I don't know. The two lines actually get in here and cause a bit of damage already.
This is actually really nice. Yeah. By the way, new sub alert, BTLH. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Consider yourself awesome. And thanks for joining the Base Trade Brigade. I'm going to make that a thing. Just wait. You'll see.
SOS Brigade.
Da, 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 da. Do the dance? No, thank you.
That was kind of more like the John Cena thing. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I can't do it. Like, I know where you're trying to go for, but I can't exactly get it.
See, it's tough, right? Alright, so Cyan loses 7 probes to this harassment. That's not something he's going to be happy with. But I will just quickly comment, his Sim City actually ended up saving all these probes at the main. The Hellions probably could, the way they were getting around and the fact that they weren't getting shot down easily, they probably could have gotten like 13 or 14 if there wasn't an actual wall set up around this. So, well, a little incidental worked out really nicely for him.
Yeah. That is pretty cool. I was oopsing at the fact he hadn't turned a warp gate in yet. He's getting a warp prism, so that was pretty important. One more note, I guess, on like the overall matchup, balance not being the correct word to use here, but just in general, what we've been seeing, it does seem like, I would say, Liberators are still a significant problem for a lot of Protosses, in the same way that Adept Warp Prism counters, and just you see those games where it just looks like the Protoss overwhelms the Terran because they hate right before there's enough Liberators, and you say, oh, that's such bullshit for Protoss. The same can be said for the Terrans that do get like 12 Liberators, and the Protosses don't go to Tempests. Yeah. Those games can actually be, you know, totally like, oh, Protoss is definitely the one that needs help here. That is a nice shot.
Yeah, it softens up that Warp Prism real squishy. Also, big shouts to Silverwind for the 3-month resubs. His love base trade. Looking forward to seeing Neeb in the Olimoleague. Yeah, hopefully we'll catch him in a couple of rounds or something like that. He is quite the good player.
Yeah. You know, he had a chance to win one of the monthlies, but unfortunately he was in WCS Mexico, so he couldn't take his invite off points. Hope he's looking for another invite for this month.
Well, the Tech Lab's a nice pick-off. He didn't get the one that matters the most. Luckily, Marauders upgrades for the concussor shells are the cheapest and the fastest the research, so Combat Shields looks like it will get a chance to finish.
Yeah, Marauders though is, it's whatever. The game continues. He even had like a defensive tank here, which is like, I guess it was a worthwhile investment. Cyan was like totally investing in this attack, and the Warp Prism actually getting hit by a single Wood of Mine is a real fun sucker for the Protoss. I was gonna say something else, but PG PG stream. It's a fun sucker. You know, the
Fun
Warp
sucker?
Prism.
That's
That Warp Prism can't go in because suddenly, like, even 5 Marines will kill it if it's just been hit by a Widow Mine.
Well, not
so
only that, but like if there's another Widow Mine it runs into.
Oh, yep. Yep. That too.
Gets the Observer. Nice pickoffs here out of KeeN. Playing a lot more attention this game, I guess, but well, this Marine gets to see the base. There's not really a lot it can do. Maybe run and kill a probe. Oh, that's not even a wall. Not even anything close to a wall. That's a bunker that's misplaced and going to cause the depots to be built really funny.
Let's see. Salvages the bunker.
Well, I mean, it's the depot that was built adjacent to the bunker that ruins it, though.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, you're right. Well, that's something.
Well, the logic would be if he's attacking, he doesn't need to defend. So maybe that's what's for dinner.
That's true. Well, KeeN's 2 tanks are a little scary, especially if they can get a nice solid point of attack. Cyan has had a decent game beyond the 8 probes lost. I mean, that is a pretty big deal because it was some pretty insignificant units, but I think he has enough to defend against this. He just needs to, you know, wait for +1, wait for the second Immortal, and I think he can push this back.
The Stalkers got picked pretty easy. These tanks just free firing, and the force field's actually going to keep Cyan from getting on top of these tanks.
Yeah, I do think he needed another Warping of Adepts, and that's exactly what happens, and KeeN just says, maybe not. Okay.
Oh, he's moving his 3rd over before transforming it. That's a bit of a mistake. You'd have like a whole extra mule otherwise, but whatever. Backs away from the 3rd base of Cyan. Ghost Academy on the way. I mean, we can see where KeeN wanted to go last game, and I guess maybe he'll get that direction this game. By the way, big thing to Mr. Turtle 42. Gotta keep StarCraft alive for 8 months.
Yeah. I'm just like looking at this though, and I feel this is way too early for the Ghost Academy.
So
like,
I want
Ghosts are good, but
I want to say yes. It makes there's so many arguments where like an Adept all-in hitting right now would screw you because you're investing in this. On the other hand, like that EMP does so much damage. One good EMP and this many Marauders early on. I mean, it's a dangerous combo. Looks like Turret takes out the Warp Prism thanks to the Marine Fire too. Nothing gonna get to this mage. Just a couple of Adepts. They trade out not too badly before going down, but they do go down.
Well, the thing is, at this point, you usually see them starting to get Liberators, and that's like, yeah, you're talking about the Adept all-in. Sometimes you can just like squash the Terran, and it makes Protoss look really good. Instead kind of going for Ghost. Even though he got 2 Liberators, he's now investing all of it in Ghost. But there's just so much bio that's missing. It's not that Ghosts are expensive gas anymore. They're expensive minerals.
Okay, agreed on a couple of those points, but the thing I like about the Ghosts is because this is a predominantly heavy gateway army. If there was like more Robotech involved with this, or hell, a Stargate or something else, I'd be a little bit more worried. But the fact of the matter is, a good EMP is going to kill so much of what Cyan has.
Lag? Far in the almost good micro ride.
Wait, are you not lagging? Is this just me? What is this?
I'm not lagging right now.
This is like 1 FPS. What's going on? Am I getting DDoSed?
I mean, Skype was doing its thing, kind of.
I have 800 ping out of nowhere. What's happening?
It's the Legacy of the Void Curse strikes back.
Yeah, dude, there's 900 ping going on right now. You're not feeling any of this lag.
No, not at all.
Well, the good news is then the players aren't either. But what the hell was that? It's cleaned up now. I guess, for those who don't know, we haven't experienced this in like 7.5 months. But this would happen to me once in a while, and it had no reason. We never figured it out. We talked to Blizzard engineers. We actually went to see stuff at their HQ. Never figured out what caused it, but apparently it might be back, and that was worrisome.
That sucks.
No drop frames on XSplit.
Oh, that actually might be indicative of a BattleNet crashing soon, which I hope is not the case, but it's actually what happened to me. It was pretty funny, but actually there's a lot going on right now, so I'll tell that story after. But yeah. 22 SCVs just went down. 3rd base had to be completely evacuated. And while, no, Cyan did not take a huge army supply lead because KeeN went for Ghosts, he still manages to get it around the Ghosts, right? Like, there's not enough army to split up now, and deals a lot of economic damage.
23 SCVs going down is going to be hurting, for certain. But with Mules, I think you can help band-aid that for the time being. There's still no real big attacks. Cyan keeps trying to come across the map with the Stalkers, but these tanks haven't moved in a long time, and they just keep firing and pushing them back. We do have Colossus coming out now, and this is where I think the necessity of Liberators, amongst other things, is a lot more important, and you'd wish, okay, maybe instead of spending that money on the Ghost, you've gotten a Liberator instead. But regardless of that for the moment, I still think the Ghosts will have an interesting role. You can still EMP the Colossus. You can take away a lot of shields. Marauders can fire them down. There's a lot of like what ifs and hypothetical rock, paper, scissors scenarios that are about to go down. But ultimately, I think KeeN's army is looking pretty damn good, all things considered.
Yeah. I agree. Cyan's isn't looking bad either, but it is still down in that supply. He has upgrades that's only to finish up. He's getting a 4th base. Of course, you know, because he did all that economic damage, man, he gave away a lot of adepts. And just is eventually going to give KeeN a bigger max out army. Whenever he gets 200, and that's always scary.
Well, he's going around north side. He's going to be able to pick off that 4th. That should be a freebie. In fact, it should be canceled.
Yeah,
we did have the adepts dying over here. I mean, he positioned Widow Mines. He was trying to catch the Warp Prism. You want to make sure nothing else got into his base. But unfortunately, the adepts still getting more SCVs died for. In fact, how many were we up to total? Yeah, 39 killed. Really nicely done by Cyan.
Yeah. This means that that could have been, you know, rounds of production, of course, but I'm thinking more like towards a 4th command center. As you have to either replace the SCVs or just kind of be like, okay, I'm only going to produce army and not have any excess if I'm not going to replace the SCVs. So, seems to be KeeN's choice, even though he's starting to bank a few minerals right now. At Cyan, like originally he was down, I want to say 35 plus army supply. He's now only down 20. He's got a lot of Robotech in there. I mean, 5 Immortals and 2 Colossus. And a good number of Blink Stalkers. What does KeeN's army look like? Just 5 Liberators and 3 Ghosts. Not even that heavy on that tier 3.
Barcode in chat saying, aren't Ghosts only 100? As far as the expensive argument, the answer is hell no. A 200 totally sucks.
Where did you get those numbers? You're a bad barcode.
Even 100 could still be somewhat expensive. But anyways, looks like these adepts managed to sneak by once again. But the main army down here to the south is where the Colossus are. And these Liberators are not set up prepared to deal with this.
No,
in fact, completely catches them off guard. KeeN also has a large part of his army appear to the north pushing around. No medevac support, just a big blitz of an attack.
Well, this is going to get interesting. There are definitely enough Blink Stalkers to take on the Liberators as they siege forward, but it looks like Cyan doesn't want to get stuck in a position he can't run out from. He's going to lose his 3rd, though, and if he loses his 3rd and can't push into KeeN's, then he's just got a loss here.
There goes down. He's going to stim on top of that Colossus. Of course, he's got no medevac support, so his unit's really low, but oh, so many probes right for the picking. This ends up being fantastic damage out of KeeN, and normally you'd want to pick these units up and fly away, but the fact that he trades with such a heavy sacrifice is still worth it at the end of the day. By the way, this position he set up here has been so key. Like, Cyan has really been just straight up scared to push into this, and for good reason. But maybe, just maybe, if you can get around south again, you can take a better angle of attack. But with the Liberators, the Widow Mines, the Siege Tanks especially, he doesn't get into this unscathed. He did pick up a few Ghosts, by the way. I want to point that out. So there's only 2 currently remaining.
Yeah, there was barely any to begin with, so. His upgrades are about to finish. DTs are now coming in, but they gotta go the long way around, because there's a missile turret right there. What are you guys doing? They're coming in right now. There you go. They're suiciding.
Cyan has just not... It's like he keeps hoping that everything moves. Like, okay, I'll go with my Stalkers again. Oh, the tanks are still there. 5th time's the charm. Oh, the tanks are still there.
He could totally get the command center to link up like 4 Stalkers, but instead of going to take on the army, Liberators have to siege up here. He's not focus firing them.
He's got nice EMP, hits all those Immortals too, by the way. Look at that. No barriers on most of these guys. Shots getting fired. Liberators not involved with the fight. Vikings trying to shoot down the Colossus, but the Bio is fighting a little too far away from the Liberators.
Oh, imagine the Warp was still alive. A round of Adepts warped in there, and KeeN totally dies.
Imagine if KeeN didn't fight away from the Liberators. I mean, there's a lot of imagine ifs. Like, that was a fight that came down pretty close for both sides of this, and went pretty badly on both halves.
It did.
I guess I would still attribute KeeN being a little bit better off for it. He kept the command center alive, right? Floating in the main, got repaired.
Okay.
He's gonna have mules. Like, it's normally late game we're talking about scans, more scans, but if he's really finding himself hurting for money, which he should be, landing that base down at the 4th or wherever and just dropping a ton of mules, he's gonna have all the money to build as many Ghosts as he wants, as many Marines and Marauders as he wants. But KeeN's production is just empty because right now he doesn't have those minerals. He needs to get something going, and quickly.
Yeah. Well, the main problem right now is that he has to, it's not even Ghosts, which are mineral expensive, as we talked about, but it's production on Starport that I think is his
Well,
real, you know,
I really
wall
don't-
he's facing right now.
I really don't think he's focusing on air for this. I know it sounds funny because he's got Vikings, but Liberators came so late. The Vikings were almost like desperate, and I feel at this point making just massive Marauders is a way better choice.
It might be. It's like, you know, you get a good concave with that, and you probably use your minerals better, but there are a couple of mortals still here, and they are just chunking through those to Marauders. No problem.
Vikings also got focused on so quickly, so unfortunately the Colossus do still fight for this. Liberators set up, not going to be good enough. Cyan, ladies and gentlemen, takes a 2-0, knocking KeeN out of the brackets in the first match of the day.
Yeah, tough luck on that bracket draw for multiple reasons. Cyan's a good player, can certainly get to at least the semifinals, I would say. And then, yeah, KeeN's TVP has not been super fantastic.
Can we? I know it's not guaranteed to happen, and I know everyone wants to watch Neeb and all these other things, but can we try to make sure that if Armani Gumio happens round 3, we actually cast that? Because that looks like a fantastic matchup down there, by the way. Patience on the bottom side as well should be a strong contender. I would argue Patience is the best Protoss player signed up today, like without a doubt.
Armani? Wait, who? What?
Patience.
Sorry. Oh, Patience best Protoss. Yeah, I heard the Protoss part, so I don't know why I guessed Armani.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Nice job, Zamigo. Nice job.
Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to be casting next. There might have been a hold on something, but...
Well, we'll head up a break while we try and find out. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in a couple of minutes while I figure out what's going on.